All right, so hi everyone watching this video. I'm Adam Swanger. I'm a teaching assistant here at Body and Mind, and I'm joined today by Alex. Alex is from our recent night class. She just graduated back in July and recently moved to California. But before we get into all that, I'll let her introduce herself. So Alex, take it away.
Hey guys, so I'm Alex, like Adam said, and like a recent graduate of Body and Mind, it was the most amazing experience of my life. It definitely changed me in so many ways and helped me just grow as a person and really step into the career that I feel like is my life's calling. Because before all of this, I actually went to college for graphic design, so I have a bachelor's degree in that, and I did it for a little bit, and I was just like, what am I doing sitting behind this computer for 8 hours a day? I just felt like I was losing a part of myself. And I just went through a lot of experiences, like emotionally, depression, and all that jazz, which I'm sure many of us have. And once you reach those deep, dark places and you're able to come out of that and bring yourself out of that, that was my kind of awakening moment where I was like, okay, like there are these really dark feelings out there that many of us are going to feel in our lives, and pain, whether it be emotional, physical, mental, it's all there, but you don't have to let that define who you are. So once I was able to, I felt truly like heal myself from the inside out, and with the use of more holistic approaches like massage, because I was having back pain too at the time, and I was just like, why aren't more people doing this? Like, why aren't more people turning to alternative ways to feel good? So that's how I knew this was the path I was going to take. So I totally just switched careers one day. I quit my job as a graphic designer and moved on to be a physical therapy aide, which led me to so much learning. And they offered me the job without really having any prior experience, because you don't really need it. So it was a really great transition, because while I was working there, I then joined Body and Mind. So it was great to be in that kind of medical setting where I was working directly with patients every day, kind of doing exercises with them, just guiding them through different programs. And Body and Mind was there in tandem, so I was able to use what I was learning on a day-to-day right at work. And it was great because I worked 40 hours a week. I worked from 7 to 3, and I would go to school at night from 6 to 10 at night. So it worked out perfect. It was long days, but it was a year, and it couldn't have been more worth it. Um, so, I can't say enough great, amazing things about the program. Like, I felt like it really prepared me for the real world. I mean, Mary is just amazing and such a plethora of knowledge, but above and beyond, she definitely advocates for her students as well. So, I was lucky enough to be in the class of COVID, the COVID class. So I guess we stopped going to school around March, like mid-March. And we still had a ton of hands-on learning to do. Not a ton, I should say, but we still had some hands-on learning to do, and we still had a lot of lecture. So right off the bat, Mary was like, we're coming up with a plan, like, we're going to do this. And we ended up doing Zoom meetings 3 times a week. We got all of our lecture, all of our book work. We did all of our tests, everything via Zoom. And then when we were actually able to return to school at the end of July, all we had to do was crank out like a couple more hands-on modalities, and a couple people had to finish their clinical hours. But because we were so regimented up until that point, like, there was barely anything we really had to do once we got back into the classroom, which was great. So, would I wish COVID, like, learning, like, it, I mean, I'm not saying no, but it definitely was a huge, like, patience, I think, experience for all of us too. So that was great. But I don't have any regrets. Like, I think that we did everything we could have done, and I still feel like I got an amazing education. And that was being, 40% like of the program being at home because of COVID. So, I mean, not only that, but like Adam said, I'm living in California. So I had planned to move to California during the program. I was planning on moving at the end of the program. Then COVID hit, and I was like worried that, all of my plans were going to change. But Mary like really, really reassured me that she was going to help me find work in California. Because I don't know, whoever's watching this video, if you've never heard of Body and Mind, I can promise you that the massage community has heard of Body and Mind, because Mary is a very well-renowned teacher, and again, she's just amazing. So she's very well known in the New Jersey area. But aside from that, she has connections all over. I mean, before I even got out to California, I was called by a couple recruiters from Hand and Stone and Massage Envy, both, already informed that I was moving to California, which I'm guessing was Mary's doing. So these people have reached out to me directly and said, hey, we know you're moving to California. Let's put you in touch with some California locations. And that was before I even stepped foot in California. So, I was already back and forth with them. And then by the time I arrived here, I was in touch with Burke Williams, which is another spa. And Mary had met the owners actually in Los Angeles a couple months prior. So she kind of put me in touch with that whole circle. And I just need to do my hands-on interview, but they're not open right now because of COVID. But I mean, being as though that all works out, I pretty much have a job lined up there when everything, goes back to normal around here. So that's been great. I mean, I never felt like I was in the dark when it came to finding a job. And, I feel like I've gotten calls that I haven't even like gotten back to people about, because that's how many different like recruiters and people have been reaching out to me. So, there's no shortage of jobs as a therapist in general, but because the community, I feel, is a very strong community, and Mary always puts her foot forward, like she's not going to let you fail. She's going to make sure all of us are put somewhere where we belong, where you feel like is the right fit for you. Like she will help you find that if, you haven't already. And if it doesn't come as easy to you, I promise that she is there for every step along the way. And, even just like MBLEX 2 in general, like I never felt like I was unprepared to take the board exam. It's a lot of information. Adam can attest, it's like everything we've learned for a whole year, and then some. And we made sure every couple weeks we were kind of doing some sort of preparation. We were doing practice exams. We were doing flashcards. We were doing quizzes. And I was actually the first person to take the test in my class because I just wanted to cut the cord and get it over with. And I definitely could have studied more. Like, I'd be lying if I said I couldn't. If I'd be lying if I said never mind. Anyway, but but I studied as much as I felt like I should in the moment, and I definitely, was a little nervous going in, but I passed on the first try, and so did everyone in my class, to my knowledge, up until this point, which I'm pretty sure is everyone, maybe minus like 2 people. So that's the proof right there that, and, I can tell you that it's all, no matter what kind of level of learner you are. Like, I'm a very visual kind of kinesthetic learner. Like, I need something in front of me. I need to do it. I need to touch it. I need to see it. And I can't just read from a textbook. And I can promise you I can promise you this program at Body and Mind, you are going to get that. You are not going to get, we're going to sit here and read from a textbook and take a written exam on it. Like, yeah, you might have a couple tests here and there, but she also makes sure to prepare you for all of that. And when she says that all the information is up here already, like, she's not lying, because there's so much information that you have to absorb, but it all just flows together very well, and then it all starts to make sense. Like, just like anything new in the beginning, it's a lot at once. It's kind of overwhelming. You feel like, how am I supposed to learn 206 bones in the body and 600 and what is it, 39 muscles? Not that I know everyone, but you'll learn a lot of them. And like, you just think it's not possible, but then eventually everything just starts to come together, and you're like, wow, I actually do know what I'm talking about because of the training that I've had. And I mean, it's just made me a more confident person in general. Like, I was already, I already have a good head on my shoulders, I feel, but this has made me so much more confident to just set out in the world and show people what I have to give. So, I mean, I get emotional talking about it, but like, I really can't thank Mary enough, and everyone else at Body and Mind that's been there to assist through the whole process. But I can promise, if you're thinking about doing this, this is probably your calling then. Like, if it's even crossed your mind, I feel like it's not a coincidence. And, in my opinion, it can't ever hurt to try and pursue something. You know what I mean? Like, all that we can take from it is lessons and different things that we've learned. So nothing's ever a mistake in my eyes. But I can promise you that this choice, if you decide to go with this career, with this school, it will be one of the best decisions you will make in your life. But yeah.
Very well said. So if the career of massage therapy doesn't work out for you, you could always be a motivational speaker.
Good to know. No.
That was
But I mean, like, it's so easy for me to talk, and like, just to dovetail off all of that, like, it's that easy for me to talk about all of this because I believe in it, and like, I'm passionate about it, and I'm not sitting here BSing anyone, you know what I mean? Like, this is genuinely how I feel. And I think most of us, when we speak, it's like easier for us to talk about ourselves because we know what we're saying, and like, that's how my heart, is about this school. Like, I believe in it wholeheartedly, and if not for nothing, like, like, that's my passion coming through, is just being able to sit here fluidly and like let all of that out. So
well, yeah, I mean, like, I couldn't have said it better myself, and I didn't need to ask you any questions. I felt like you just really were, well articulated about, every single point, that we could possibly address. I mean, I guess the one last thing I have to ask you is, what are you looking most forward to, working despite COVID, despite everything? Because obviously, our cleaning protocols at Body and Mind were so up to code and so above and beyond that you're probably ready to just step foot, into a spot and start working the second you get your license. So what are you most looking forward to?
I mean, yeah, that's really it. I'm just really excited to finally be in there, be a practitioner, be a massage therapist. And I've, like, the teaching role for me, I feel like, has always been kind of like in my blood as well. But, I never set out to be a teacher. And after working at the physical therapy office and then now being a massage therapist, like, and just talking to people and educating them on things that they had no idea about, is really fulfilling in like a very humbling way, because you really realize, like, there are so many people out here that don't I don't that just like don't understand, the vitality, I feel like, that, massage can bring to your life. And they don't understand that, like, there's other ways to feel good than the other things that we can all imagine that people turn to. So, right. Like, that's what I'm most excited for, is to just be able to educate people, just be able to provide that healing touch, just to be that conduit for people to let go and feel good. And yeah, I mean, hopefully it's right around the corner, but that's definitely what I'm most looking forward to. And you guys that are listening don't know this, but my boyfriend Idris is also a massage therapist. Um, so, once everything kind of returns to normal around here, we're definitely excited we kind of want to set out and do like a couples massage thing. Well, I'm sure we'll each do individual clients on our own as well, work on, our own people, but we've already had people reach out to us here that want couple services, and we think that'll be great too. So I'm really excited to dabble into that eventually, because like, it's pretty cool that I can do it with my partner, so it's definitely going to be like a cool vibe. So I'm excited for that
Yeah,
too.
couple doing couples massages. There's nothing better.
Yeah.
A little double date way that you wouldn't imagine.
Right. Like,
That's so cool. So I just want to thank you for your time, and thank you for, Zooming with us and talking to all the potential students out there, from all the way in California. Obviously, we wish you the best, but obviously, as being part of the BIMI family doesn't just extend to, the time that you're in the classroom, but it extends to, the rest of your life. So obviously we'll be in touch, but definitely don't be a stranger, come back and visit. And yeah, thank you again.
Thank you.